Right now, back at it, Media Campus West, Reec checking it live, Magic 107.5, 97.5, real side of Atlanta. Got a on the field and off the field legend. Let's talk to him right now. Before we get started, let's tell this brother happy birthday. Hit the hype bell for him. There you go. Brandon Siler, a.k.a. the only 40 in the building. What's going on, big dog?
What's happening, brother?
Man, chilling. I was just joking with him behind the scenes saying that he don't have to raise the seat up. Everybody else got to raise the seat up. That's a grown man sitting with me right now. Right, man. You're doing some amazing things in the business world. I love how you showcase your family life, the husbandry situation. You got this book dropping. You're a champion on and off the field, man. And we just want to give you your flowers and salute you for all the dope stuff you're doing and then showcasing so many positive things. Let me hit the hype bell for that, too, before we get started. All right, man. Let's get into it. Reec Show Live. We got BS 40 in the building. Man, let's talk about this book first. And then we're going to get into everything that led up to it. You know what I mean? Because definition of a leader, you got to be that.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, a lot of people came to me and always come to me and ask me kind of what goes into that, right? And how you build from that. So I take leadership serious. It's something that everybody can strive to be better at. You know what I'm saying? So in this book, I kind of take you through my life journey on the things that basically happened to me along the way, and how I turned those things into positives. Right? Like if it was something negative, you turn it into a positive. You turn it into a situation where you learn and you get better at it. You know, so I put that in the book for everybody to kind of delve into and be able to use their own experiences in order to develop their leadership to another level.
We all need a blueprint for something.
For sure.
I mean, people have looked up to you, and I ain't talking about because you're hype, but people have looked up to you for a long time. I'm talking about coming out of high school, you top 5 linebacker in the country. You go to college, y'all are killing stuff. You win a national championship. You come out of there, you get drafted. 5 years in the league with a shelf life in the league is like a year and a half, too. They say 3, I don't believe it. You know what I mean? You doing your thing, then you come off the field and you start elevating in the business world. You showing people positive family life. Now you got books about it. And I think it's very inspirational to be able to see you tackle those things and then also let people in on, behind the glass a little bit.
Yeah, man. I think in order for you to have somebody follow you the way that they supposed to, you got to let them, you got to tap into kind of what makes you go.
That secret sauce.
And that thing inside of you, what motivates you and what gets you going.
Yeah.
Like if you share that with the people around you, the people that you are leading, you know, rather it be on the field, rather it be in business, right? It could be just with your friends,
that's
right?
Yeah.
Like your collective group. If you let them people into what makes your heart beat, what makes you go, right? What motivates you, then they're going to tend to go harder for you. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. Because they kind of see that the drive that you have.
Right.
And you kind of giving them that energy. I see some of your posts that you come off with that energy. You like, it almost feel like you about to jump on the field and still play, but you're not just talking about sports. Kind of tell people that how you like intertwine that with your everyday life, because it seems very motivational.
Well, I think, what we do every day, we change lives and save lives every day. I got a company, Legacy Pro Sports. Well, we represent over 5,000 NFL players, and we get them disabilities when they're done. So everybody think that there's this myth that, you go to the NFL, you make a shit ton of money,
and then you set for life.
You just good,
right?
You good. But you just said it, 2-3 years.
Yeah.
That's usually your shelf life. Well, hell, you get in the NFL, you're 22 years old, you're 25 when you're done.
Right.
26.
Right.
I've retired after 6 years in the NFL. I was 26 years old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So then you got to figure out how to do it in life after that. And what we do is we basically just bridge that gap between the disabilities that the NFL has for us.
Yes.
And educate guys, and then also walk them through the process and make sure that they actually get to those disabilities. Because when I started, only 5% of all eligible players were receiving disabilities.
Come on, man.
Think about that, bro. We throw a party in here. You got 200 NFL players, all of them eligible.
Yeah.
10 of them guys is the only guys that was getting disability. Now we win over 78% of our cases. And we got 5,000 guys. So that
come on, let me hit the high. I gotta hit the high bell. I gotta hit the high bell for that, man. That's changing the quality of life for so many guys.
So many.
Sometimes it's even hard for professional athletes to ask for help because the whole time, you've been the focal point of almost every team you've been on.
For sure. You
get to the league, everybody's good. Not taking anything away from anybody because that's the top of the top, the creme de la creme.
Right.
And then coming out of that, retiring, and you coming out of that limelight, right? Mm-hmm. Now you got to be like, okay, I might actually need to ask somebody what I need to do. And I know it makes it easier when they can come to a fellow athlete.
Right. And I mean, the first step is that financial burden, right? Because you the breadwinner, the breadwinner probably for your whole family.
Right. It's different for us.
Like this. It's different, right? Yeah. Everybody pulling on you. And that comes to the next thing is like, we have a rehab facility out in Oxnard, California called Pure Recovery, California. Mm-hmm. And we treat guys for mental health, anxiety, depression, substance abuse, PTSD. Neurological issues, right? And the reason you have to do that is like you don't understand. Like when we go out there at 100% and we hit and you bang your head around, it's just like anything else. Your head is, your brain's a muscle, right. So if you go hit that muscle and it bruise, and the neurons aren't able to connect, then you can see the same situation that you see on an everyday basis and view that situation in a totally different way.
That makes sense. So
glass half empty instead of glass half full. Mm-hmm. So what we do is we get our guys out there, they go out there, they get this treatment, they go to therapy, and it's all athletes, right? So you have a place where other athletes can kind of lean on you. Right. You can be at a certain point in your journey, and there could be somebody that's behind you that can pull from you and somebody that's in front of you that you can pull from all at the same time. But we all know, like, if I need to go get some mental health work, I'm definitely not finna go in there where it's just your normal dude off the street. Like,
he's not gonna understand what I'm talking about.
My guys are famous to an extent. Yeah. And, especially when they go back home.
Right, exactly.
Right? So you can't just go in there with everybody, I'm gonna go spill my beans. Like it doesn't work. Right. So that's why we got a place where athletes can go and really focus on themselves mentally, right? Because everybody knows now that this is a real thing.
Yeah,
right?
And it's a safe space.
So before it was, he's just soft. He can't handle this. Well, now we know that, look, mental health is real, and it's something that we have to deal with. I've lost so many of my players. While I retired from the league, Javon Belcher in my 6th year shot himself in the head in front of the Kansas City facility. Right. And after that, I was done. I felt out of love for the game, and I couldn't even watch it for 3 years. Wow. So that tells you kind of what that cycle goes through. You spend 18 years of your life, just this is all you do. You wake up, you eat, breathe, you sleep, just everything.
And that's like most of your real life. So we don't count up to 3-4 years old. You remember things you don't really remember. Pretty much your whole life, you've been an athlete. You've been doing this. You've been bred to do this, taught to do this, I'm being coached. I got structure. Every day it's like, okay, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna go to practice, I'm gonna do this, we're gonna play this day. I got my routine, and when that routine stops, it could be that could be something too,
right? And that's why we have our facility. You go back out there and you start dubbing into who you really are. Like it's something inside you that made you that 1% of 1%, right? So that's that same thing that you got inside of you. Trust me, it works in a lot of other places in life.
There you go.
It's about you connecting and finding purpose within yourself to say, okay, look, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna put my all and my 100 in, just like I did with football, and then you're gonna kill it.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's dope, man. We got Brandon Siler right here, man. He really talking like we need to buy this book today. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, man. And it was really inspirational because you don't have to do that. You could have found your way and just kept it pushing and had a good life, but you were reaching back to help other guys figure out life, you know what I mean, after that being at the top of that mountain, you know what I mean? They can continue to soar.
Yeah. And I feel like that's really, a lot of guys, it's hard for them because the game walks away from you, right? Like after all this time, the game walks away from you. Like most people don't like say, okay, I'm done playing football. Right. Football say, I'm done playing you. You know what I'm saying? So I was different in the fact that once that happened with Javon, I walked away from the game. I'd never been cut from NFL team. Right. Played 6 years, never been cut. Yeah.
We could run down stats now.
Showed.
He was that guy.
Never showed, just didn't come back.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. Because I fell out of love with the sport. So that was a different way. So like I left the game.
Yeah.
Right. And still, even for me, it was hard.
Yeah.
So I imagine if the game would have left me before I was ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just, guys have to really pivot, right? They got to pivot their attitude. They got to pivot what they think, how they do things, and they got to find they got to take that same energy and put it into a new source. And for me, I now got something that makes me just as happy as when I was winning a national championship, SEC Freshman Player of the Year. Like all of this, like I still win with my brothers. Occasionally we lose, but I still win and lose. I get to compete with my brothers, right? And if I win, now we got a bigger purpose, right? Now we change the whole dynamic of your life. You don't know how many guys done went out to my rehab facility and came back and said, "Hey man, look, you saved my life.
Yeah.
You saved my marriage. You saved my relationship with my kids.
Wow.
Like that's life changing.
That's
you know
big.
what I'm saying? That's purpose for me. That's why God put me here.
There you go, man. You don't have 20,000 fans screaming after the game of the win, but you got 5 people saying, "Thank you. You saved my life."
My life.
Man, come on. How impactful is that?
Yeah, that's way better than 20,000 screaming.
Right.
If you save a life, you saving people's life.
Yeah.
And the way that they gonna view life and do life. That's it for me, baby.
Come on, man. Tell me about you, because I see that you have a super strong backing structure, family structure, and you promote it well, and I appreciate that, man, because we kind of get that rap that, black men don't know how to love, they don't do this, they don't do that, you know what I'm saying? But you really showcasing that in a dope way. How important is that for you as you move forward in this, the business world outside of sports? Because sports is team, but you got to push yourself to be the best on the team or your position. Now you working as a team in a different capacity. Yeah,
and it takes the same things that it took in sports. It takes that, right? It takes like being able to motivate people on an everyday basis, right? Finding out what makes them go, and then being able to pull them along and push them and get the best out of them.
Right.
My family has always been like my grounding point, right? I got God and I got my family, right? I was fortunate enough to meet my beautiful wife in middle school.
There you go. Hold on, let's hit the hype bell for that. Yeah. Come on, Black Love. Y'all been together long as them 2 folks on the walk sign.
You know it.
I'm telling you.
We've been rocking. We've been rocking. But, and now, that's my backbone. And then we have our 2 kids, 9 and 13, and 2 boys, and they in the middle of sports. Like this is just like I'm loving life right now. Like actually being able to go to my sons and actually like coach them up and teach them things, and they actually can take it from a analytical standpoint and put this out on the court, on the football field, or whatever they want to do it in business. Right. Because that's a lot of things. A lot of times people don't understand we're not having those conversations.
That's true.
We got to have them conversations with our kids. We got to have them conversations with our family. Right. Because that's how you change stuff over a generation. And for me, it's all about legacy. Legacy Pro Sports is the name I got. It's all about legacy. Right. And the way that you leave it is you implant things, right, that can grow. Right. So I'm always constantly trying to plan in my family, like, hey, look, this is no, that ain't the way that you do it. Look, let me show you something. Let me show you something that you ain't never thought of. You got an LLC. Look, this is a tax write-off. That's the way that you do this. That's the way you do that. So I try to implement things with everybody around me so that I can plant those seeds in people and watch them grow. That's how you're gonna leave your legacy in this world, right? You get a bunch of seeds out there and people just excelling and doing better than what they would have been doing if you wasn't here. Yeah.
How dope is it just as a father to be able to put that back into your sons, tell them something that you saw firsthand and be like, hey, you might want to try like this, and then they do it.
Man, it's incredible, right? And so like I have my sons, they come in the office and they running from office to office doing stuff. Oh, well, look, my dad said that this needs to be that. So I love to see that, right? Because it's crazy because my sons, both of them, they 2 different people. Right. But they both have that
drive,
right? That drive. And it's like, I know what motivated me. It motivated me because I was poor.
It's a different type of motivation. You can't teach that to them.
I can't teach them that same motivation, right? So
I was hungry.
Back in the day, I used to be like, you know what, man, I respect the dudes that got it off the muscle, right? The dudes that came out the project, that got it from the mud, you know what I'm saying? And now, as I get to a dad in a situation where my sons ain't gonna get it out the mud ever, right? Because we ain't in the mud.
You work so they wouldn't have to.
So
because we're really not supposed to.
No,
right?
But I tend to now respect the other gangster even more.
Yeah,
the cats like Steph Curry, like how he's 6'3",
right?
And one of the best players in the NBA.
One of the best two guards in the NBA, really.
And his dad played in the NBA. What motivated him to work that hard?
Right, that's true.
Right? Because we know when we get it out the mud, we get it out the muscle, we know the motivation is there.
Right.
How does this cat get that motivation to work that hard, take that many shots,
and still be an assassin?
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to implement in my sons and trying to learn that curve, because that's something different.
Yeah, that's
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what me and my wife doing all the time, like constantly, like trying to figure out, you know, how much I can't just go drop them off in my hood. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure out how you can kind of do it. You still want to have that hard side, but you also want to educate them so that they come from a different place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and to be grateful for where they're coming from and not disrespected at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, that makes plenty of sense. Like, got the same situation, same balance snack with my daughter, so I feel you.
Right.
That's what's up, man. Let's talk about the athlete side too, because I see that you quickly becoming the world pickleball champion. Tell me how you got into that, bro, because I done seen you out there with Jamie Foxx, with your old coach, with everybody, man. Tell me about pickleball.
Yeah. So it's strangely enough, my business partner Ryan Sherry, he got into pickleball about 6 years ago.
Okay.
Told me about it, and I was like, man, this ain't no sport.
That's what I said, but man, I keep
going. Look, I went out there and actually like got out there and started playing it with him, and I'm like, oh, you know what, this might have a little something to it. And he was like, man, this is gonna be the best thing since sliced bread. I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, right. Sure.
And over those 5-6 years, now that thing is it's the fastest growing sport in America.
Yeah. Yeah,
right. It might end up being in the Olympics.
Yeah, I seen it take off, man. Yep.
So it's taking off. And what it did was, when we got in early, what it did was allowed us to be on the business side of it, the analytical side of it. Yeah. We got players that we introduced into the sport,
right,
that took it and went,
yeah,
right. And it's just that sport has a lot around it because people play.
Yeah.
Like people play.
Yeah,
like
if
you go out there, if you find enough grit to get that paddle in your hand and go out there on that court, you gonna want to go again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get addicted to it, and then you just boom, 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 boom. And you know, like Jamie got a big pickleball like stadium in his backyard. You know, we went over there and played it, and it's just like we've been able to meet so many different people. And what pickleball does is it combines a different unit of people, right? Because what do we do when we want to go do business? We want to golf, right?
We want to golf,
Why are we golfing?
Right.
Because we want to go get in a structure with people. We want to go get in an environment with people that we normally wouldn't be around.
Right. What environment that usually signifies success, a level of success, because everybody can't get out there.
Right. You pickleball, you can have a 21-year-old playing with a 65-year-old.
Right.
Right. And y'all still can be competitive and have a competitive nature.
Yeah.
It gives you a ground where you all can sit around and do those same things, have that network where there's other people doing different business stuff that's at different points in their life. And again, it's just another place to grow your mind and grow what it is that you want to do in life.
Yeah, two things. It's cooler than golf. I say that because it's more exciting than golf. It's ever going to be. I don't care how cool you try to make golf. It's not going to happen. I ain't no disrespect to my golfers.
You can't be talking crazy about golf, man.
Man, top golf, well, I can't do golf. I'll be out there. My homeboy Chitty like, hey, man, you got to start golfing. I'm like, bro, I can't do it. I'm a hooper, man.
The one thing is golf takes a long time.
It does.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like golf, like when I jump out of golf and pickleball, I go back and forth, back and forth. But golfing takes a long time.
Yeah, that's an all-day situation.
You go play 18 holes, it's almost 4.5 hours. Right. You know, you in there. Pickleball, you can go out there for an hour, 2 hours. I still tend to find myself being out there for 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because I'm addicted like that. You know
because the athletic bug done kicked in.
It does, dog. That competitive nature.
Right.
It's like I be killing them little grannies. Just, get that, Martha.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Slamming it right on their heads.
Call that reparations.
You know, in the pickleball world, they have they have a thing where they say, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, they always, oh, sorry. When they get a good shot, or they hit somebody with it and all that. Sorry. I ain't sorry.
I ain't sorry.
I ain't sorry. That's what I wanted to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? Martha gonna have a bruise.
Right.
Get the big gay out.
Right. You know we had to come right, Martha, next time. Come on, Phyllis.
Hey, because they'll whoop you now.
I know it. And won't be sorry for real.
Won't be sorry.
I'm saying sorry with a smirk.
Savages, you go out there. When you first start, make sure you get you a couple friends that you know that they can teach you the rules and stuff. Because you go out there with them savages. Yeah. With Martha and all them.
They've been playing.
Oh, man.
They got pickleball book club.
They skip you in line and then act like they don't want to play because you sorry.
I love it.
So I love it. You got to get in that environment. You got to be ready for that environment.
Right.
You know, it's more competitive than what you think. You know what I'm saying? And they don't play by the rules.
Yeah, that's dope, man. We just got the sauce on pickleball. I hope y'all was tuned in and tapped in, man.
For sure.
So tell everybody, how can they get the book and everything like that? Because just talking to you for these few minutes, man, I'm pumped. I'm amped up. I'm ready to go do something. We might go open up another radio station. Talk to me.
Might have to do it, baby. Well, you can go bsiler.com is where you can purchase the book. And if you want to, you know, jump on and take this journey with us, then you can follow me at Brandon Siler 40 on Instagram, or you can follow my company at Legacy Pro Sports on Instagram.
Okay.
But you go to bsiler.com, that's where you pick up the book, and you could pre-order for the Leadership Academy that we have, right? Where it's going to be an interactive academy, like an online academy where you can go, you can do the homework, you can watch the journey, but also go on that journey yourself and start molding some of the things that's happening in your life and getting better and doing those things better to become a better leader.
And that's dope. As you move into this deeper and deeper, I know you say you had 5,000 athletes, NFL players or former professional athletes. I see that college athletes may need this same situation now, because you're talking about athletes in school making millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, I know y'all made a killing back then if it was NIL. You know what I'm saying? You watching your jersey sale, you can't touch a dollar of it, or it's a violation. But now these athletes and kids are able to make that money and able to get compensated for what they're doing. I can see they may have an issue too for those that don't go to the NFL, but were stars or at a high level in college.
Yeah, I think that first of all, it should have been this way.
Very
as
much
far
so.
As being able to make money in college, because that's very much
a
money making sport.
It is.
It's $1 billion industry. And trading somebody for education ain't fair.
It's not. Now when the coach is making 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 million.
You know what I'm saying? So but what I do think is that this portal situation where they could jump in the portal and have free agency every year, I don't think that that's something that should be that way.
Talk to me about that, man.
It's the culture. Like I have pride in being a Gator.
Yeah,
right?
I can see that.
I'm a Gator.
I saw you running and sprinting up and down the sideline recently, and I was like, he looks like he wants to suit up.
Yeah, I'm a Gator. Yeah. And the reason that all the fans show up, you know, we got 90-something thousand every week.
Yes,
and the reason that they show up is because of that thing that is loyalty to that university, right? And I think when you are a college player, when you go to college, you turn from a boy into a man. Yeah. Right. And if you don't give a program time to develop you from being a boy to a man, then what really are we doing? Right. Right. We're supposed to be developing and raising these young athletes. You know what I'm saying? So I think that takes a little bit away from it. Right, like you should be able to go transfer maybe one time. Over your career. Dudes in the portal every year. You a starter, right? And you going back to the portal, right? It's like, what are we doing? So you alumni from Texas, Auburn, and Alabama.
Now you a Maine for your 5th year.
Where you going? What are we doing?
Right. I feel you on that. I know some guys are in situations to where they get to a program and the coach didn't tell the truth. The coach wasn't honest in the way that they presented the situation. Then I could see that. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and take my talents to South Beach. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go somewhere else. But sometimes it's guys, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna just jump from here to here, and I can see where it can get real convoluted, and it kind of distorts what's going on with the situation.
Right. And look, I didn't like I didn't like it when I first got there,
Mm-hmm.
right? When I was one of the top linebackers in the country,
Right.
and I was third string when I got there.
Yeah.
Third string, well, who?
Right. I never not started in my life.
There 3 people what
better than me?
You crazy.
Right.
So, but that also teaches you perseverance.
It does. Yeah.
That's what makes boys men.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is we have to persevere. We got to get through some stuff. We got to
right.
earn it.
Right. Earn it.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you respect it.
Yeah, then you respect it. You take care of when you get it. Anything that come easy.
Yeah, it's
you
go
don't
fast.
Really take care of.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
True.
Like when you really have to work for something.
Mm-hmm.
I had an uncle that worked and grind and he bought this beautiful car that and nobody could touch it.
Yeah,
he couldn't even valet it.
Yeah,
I'll pay for the valet,
keep it super
but I'll
clean.
Back it in. And I'm gonna keep my keys. It's like, well, that's not valet,
right? Just pay yourself.
But he earned it, right? He went and he grind for it, and because of that, that's why he respected it that much.
Yeah.
So same thing with these kids. I think that it's kind of a way of letting them punk out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? They keep going, hitting free agency every year. It's like, nah. And I really think that it destroys the market for the high school kids.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like these high school kids now. You're a 3-star.
Yeah,
where you going to school at?
And even worse for junior college players, because I had to take the JUCO route to get to the 4-year school.
It's crazy.
And man, if I'm looking at, if I'm about to get signed by whoever, Kentucky, whoever, and I'm thinking I'm coming out, all right, they know they got a kind of seasoned guy, a junior, and then I look back and they're like, oh, nah, he in the portal too. We about to take the starting guard for UNC.
Right. What you gonna do?
Right.
So that's why a lot of high school. I think the high school kids are ones that's really like feeling it right now.
Yeah.
You don't see it in the top players. Yeah, top players. Yeah, you see them signing, they getting a couple 100,000. Right. You're like, oh, that's great. But what happened to all the rest of that tier? Right? Because
those role players
in football, it's always pressure to win now.
Yeah.
Right. And if it's pressure to win now, then all of a sudden, am I gonna go take this 17, 18-year-old?
Yeah.
Or I'm gonna go get me someone out of this 21, 22,
ready to play and already got reps on his belt.
Already had some. Man, I'm gonna take this 21, 22-year-old because I don't even know if I'm gonna have a job when 18 get
ready. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So you're not looking at the ceiling, you're looking at now.
Right. Yeah, so I think that it ruins it a little bit of the high school experience for athletes when they're coming out. So I think that they'll fix it over the next few years. I think they had a lot of heat coming
at them. Wild West right now.
Because look, they knew that they was taking advantage of us for so long.
Right.
So when the judge said, y'all know y'all been taken care of. They were like, forget it. All right, you're gone.
Hands off.
Let them make all the money they want, and then put rules and parameters around it. But I think over the next couple of years, they'll start to develop. I think Chip Kelly kind of explained it really good as of late of how you can do things and the way that you can put infrastructure in place so that it's not the wild west.
It's almost like salary caps per situation. And that makes a whole lot of sense. Whether things get spread out and
profit
now you don't
sharing with the athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where they get a little piece of what comes in.
Yeah.
Right. So now everybody is everybody's accountable for what you put out.
Right.
Because the better the team, the more tickets gonna sell.
Right.
The more hot dogs gonna sell when they in the stands. Like the jerseys gonna sell. So now, if you allow the kids to profit share in that, now we rocking. Right. Now everybody trying to be the best team that we can be, so we can put the best product out there to sell the most jerseys and hamburgers and hot dogs and game tickets. You know what I'm saying?
But everybody don't have Brandon Siler. Everybody don't have your character, right? Because I'm figuring, just talk to you for a few minutes and watching some of your social media. You've been a grown man your whole life, pretty much, right? Imagine NIL in 2005-06 when y'all about to run off a championship. Tim Tebow is probably one of the biggest names in the country, right? And he's getting, and this is Wild West. He's probably looking at the $1, $2 to $5 million endorsement deals. What does that do for the team when some of the other guys aren't getting that? Does that cause disruption?
It is. It causes disruption. It's tough because right now you're trying to recruit kids, right? So if you get a high school kid, let's say you get a high school receiver, you get one of the best receivers in the country, right? You might have to pay them $400,000, $300,000, $400,000. But what does that mean to your junior?
Right. That's there already.
That's starting.
Yeah.
That's in front of him when he get there. Like, how is he not like that? Is the pressure, and that's kind of like the NFL structure. when you draft a guy high, right? I had a guy drafted in the 3rd round at the same position as me.
Right.
They pushed that guy to play for 2 years.
Yeah.
I had to beat him out every day.
Right.
Whoop him every day in order to 2 years later for them to cut him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if they pay you all that money, now they pressure to put you out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of building that kind of infrastructure. Again, I think they're gonna fix it over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna just let it keep running wild like this. They gotta have some kind of structure around it. But for right now, it's the wild, wild west. Everybody's just out there getting it.
Having a father with sons that play sports, what do you see when you see Prime on that sideline? When I see Deion on the sideline,
I think that Deion has changed coaching as we know it, right? In a time where now you got Miami coach there, you got these young guys that's coming in that's actually wrecking shop,
right?
That's like, look, I can relate to these players, but I also know ball.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Both sides.
I know both sides of it, and I don't have to be 70 to do that. Right? When you see like NFL coaches in the history of the NFL, coaches get fired and just go somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is all it is. It's just a circle.
Yeah.
They just get fired and go here, get fired and go there.
Head coach fired. Now you a defense coordinator. Now you DC. Get fired there. Now you the linebackers coach. And then 2 years later, you back a head coach.
Hello, right? There it is. That's how it works. But now you got these young cats that's coming in, and they able to relate with the kids, but also know ball. Yeah. Right. So I think Deion coming in right at that time. Yeah. Where it's like, look, he can relate. He ain't got to be like what the coaches is, what you normally know to be a coach. Nah. He like more like our coach that we had when we was growing up. Right. He was that 8th grade coach, that high school coach. You know what I'm saying? But you also know that coach love you. Yeah. He gonna pick you up and make sure you go to McDonald's after the game. He gonna bust your butt. Right. But he also got love for you. You know, and he gonna take care of you. So I think Prime doing a really good job. You know, they season kind of fizzled out at the end, but still quadruple the wins from the last 2 years. Come on, like, man, what we talking about? When was the last time you tuned in to see a Colorado football game? That's it. Hasn't. I ain't even know Colorado still plays. That's what I'm saying until he got there. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's good for the sport. He's good for all of the young coaches that's coming up trying to get it. Right. He's good for the overall culture when it comes to coaching football. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we can have those guys now. That's what I'm saying? That's definitely what's up. All right, man. Before we wrap this thing up, let's get into our fast five. We got 5 questions. You answer them however you want to. Okay. All right, here we go. You got 48 hours to do whatever you want to do. What are you doing? 48 hours. 48 hours. Consequence free. You get out of jail free cards. You can do whatever you want to do in 48 hours. In 48 hours, what would I do? You know, my life is so good right now that my 48 hours will probably be spent exactly like I'm gonna spend them. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Hi, Bill. Like I am living. There we go. Right. And I'm loving life. I think that I get to do something that God has put me in a place to do for other people. Yeah. Right. And I'm helping people and I'm doing the right thing. Right. Yeah. I'm doing good. Yeah. By doing right. There you go. Doing good by doing right. You know what I'm saying? That's the next book number cover. That'll be number 2. I like it. But I love everything about it. I'm blessed. I have a beautiful family, got a beautiful wife, got beautiful kids, and I'm blessed. There you go. So I just love the skin of me. Dope. That's what you need to know right there, man. All right, you can go back and tell yourself anything, any one sentence before the first day of training camp. What would it be? Before the first day of training camp, like I said, I was drafted in the 7th round, and I had a guy drafted the 3rd round in the exact same position, right? So I guess what I would tell myself is just keep rocking every day. Yeah. Don't let no day go by. Just keep rocking every day. And before long, when you keep rocking every day, that rock gonna build a shield that can't nobody get past. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's gonna build you and make you into the ultimate soldier. So I guess I would tell myself, no matter how bad it looked, because it looked bad a lot of times, right? My first year, I didn't even get but about 5 reps in training camp, period. Yeah.
Yeah, and you coming off of being a national championship.
I'm on the posters for us.
Right.
And now I get 5 reps
in
the whole training camp. Like, I felt out of place. I felt hopeless. Right? Like I wasn't
valued.
Myself. I wasn't valued the same way that I was the rest of my life. So I would go back and tell myself, you still you, player. You still you. You just keep being you. you keep being him. And you wait on them to see it.
Yeah, they got to catch up.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it, man. All right, so we do a Sunday dinner pick on our Sunday show, right? So we tell people where to go in the city, Atlanta, or Metro Atlanta, wherever to go eat, right? So you give me the spot that if you could go anywhere in the A, where would you go eat?
I think every time I come here, I go to Papado's.
Okay.
Right. So every time I go, I come to Papado's.
Okay.
So we stand at Nobu though.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be Nobu. It's probably where we gonna go. My baby wants some seafood,
good sushi,
and I'm with it.
There
Get the sushi. Let's go. You know, we foodies now. We jump around, so we like to experience new things. We just got back from Belize, man. We go over there, and we just get enwrapped in the culture.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to go nowhere. I ain't finna go all the way to Egypt and go to McDonald's. You know what I'm saying?
You want to get what the Egyptians eat.
What is we doing? I want to do what the Egyptians eat.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So in Belize, it's a good spot for doing that. We get involved in the culture. Like, I literally dive in the water and go get my conch and go get my lobsters off the bottom of the sea floor, bring them up. They chop them up right there on the boat, and bang, we at it. You know what I'm saying?
That's bag talk. Because you're not going swimming in the ocean and picking up your own lobster. You know what I'm saying? I might get some catfish out here, but I ain't going to grab my own lobster. That's what you do.
Lobster, we go get the lobster, man. You go grab the lobster, you get you some conch out of there. We catch our fish in the morning. They take us to a little private island where they pitch a fire.
Yeah.
Pitch a fire
and flay it up for you.
Fillet that thing, and it'd be good, man. I mean, I love it over there. So I like going to places where I can experience the culture.
Yeah, I love it.
Food.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
That's where I'm at.
That's definitely what's up, man. All right, tell me one thing every athlete should know as they take the transition to their second act and going into the business world.
One thing that they should know. I mean, I think that athletes have to look inside themselves and say, listen, I played football. I was one of the greatest to do this thing. What made me do that? Right? Like, what was it inside of me that made me special at doing that? Right? And then take that same thing, that same drive, because we don't recognize it, but every day we woke up for football. Yeah. Every day we worked up the train. The things we ate was about what we was going to put out on that field. The way that we woke up and went to sleep, like how we slept, how long we slept, what we ate, everything was all predicated on that. If you put that same kind of juice, you put that same kind of energy into something else. My players, they get stuck on it. Yeah. You know, a lot of guys, they get stuck where they're like, look, I played football. That's who I am. You know, people say that about me. You a football player. I say, I used to be a football player. Yeah. I'm a businessman.
I'm a businessman. I'm a winner.
Businessman. I used to be a football player. And I loved it. I mean, I love that to death. But today I'm a businessman. Yeah. I'm not a football player. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm okay with that. Yeah. Some people ain't. Yeah. So I think that all guys should know that same energy that you put in to be that kind of athlete, take that into the business world and do just like it ain't gonna just come to you. It ain't gonna walk up to you. You put that same kind of energy, that same kind of effort into what made you special on the football field, and you'll be special in whatever it is that you decide to do.
Winning in life.
Winning.
All right, let's talk about this. This is our last question. Usually I do the question. I say, who your 5 guests at dinner? We not doing that. Because you know why? National championships around the corner. I need your prediction for that. I need your Super Bowl prediction. And then I need some Florida State hate. Because you know who they playing. And I know he going to be okay with some Florida State hate.
Well, you know, the Florida State thing, I really do feel sorry.
Yeah, I know, man.
I feel sorry for it. But I also understand the way that the system works. You know, right? Had it be the Gators, we'd have got him.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but you know, I really feel bad because of the way that it all panned out. Yeah. But I knew it was going to happen. Yeah. Right. Just off of just our reality of the world that we live in. You know, like look, they got a third string quarterback. We ain't putting them in the playoffs,
right? Because ain't no telling what
gonna show up,
right?
And it's a lot of pressure on them because nobody wants to see blowouts when it comes to these last few games,
right? They want this competition,
highly competitive, right? Because everybody tuning in, everybody want to watch it,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't have a lot of hate for Florida State,
right?
I am a Gator,
right?
So I'm okay with that,
yeah.
You know, but I just think that neither one of those teams are going to show up to play. So I don't think that there's much to watch.
Right.
Because I don't think neither one of them teams want to be there.
Nah, they want to play for the ship.
Both of them want to play with the ship. I don't think probably half of the team ain't gonna play.
Yeah.
Right.
Getting ready for draft night.
Man, we used to come, man, we came here to the Peach Bowl. Boy, all of us was suspended. Why they come? Hey man, listen, everybody's suspended.
Ain't nobody make curfew.
We want to be playing. We want to be playing in the games that matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think they're gonna take that approach and feel that way. So even when we watch the results of this game, I don't think it's truly gonna be like a defining moment of what these two teams really was and how it would have turned out. You know what I'm saying?
You looking at spring game.
In essence, they finna make the committee right.
Yeah. Yeah,
and what they put out there is what I think.
That makes sense. Yeah, you about to justify it through what's about to happen.
About what's happening.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. Who you got for your national championship pick?
I just think any team that comes out of the SEC is built different.
Yeah.
They've been tried and true. They've been tested.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got my SEC champs to go on here and
knock it out.
And knock it on out of the park.
There
you
we
know
go.
What I'm saying?
Ricky Smiley be happy with that one. Very happy with that one. Talk to me about, I know it's early, it's super early, but you can kind of see some teams picking up stride and picking up their pace, and some teams that was red hot, now they starting to cool off. And I know you understand the rhythm and the pace of the NFL. So who do you like in the NFL? Give me a couple of teams.
Man, listen. People gonna think I'm crazy here, but you can never count out the best quarterback in the NFL. So my Kansas City Chiefs always got a chance.
They always got a shot.
Okay, people dropping balls and all of that. Oh yeah, whatever. But when you got that man right there, you always got a chance, baby.
It's always hope.
Brady had some bad teams.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he put that thing together, boy.
Yes, sir.
Because the one thing I can tell you is when you got a great quarterback, boy, the dude with the ball in his hand 99% of the time,
it's different.
If he good, you got to change.
It's different.
You know what I'm saying?
It's different. I'm trying to tell you, it's different.
So I like my Chiefs. I think my Chiefs gonna do it. A lot of people say like the new teams, the Dolphins and that sort of thing, San Fran.
Right.
But I think it's going to be, at the end of the day, I think the sauce going to all end back where it's supposed to be at.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
We're going to leave it at that.
City, the thick of things, it'll probably take.
Well, you know why you know this? Because you know the definition of a leader, man. Make sure that y'all get the book, tap in with them, follow them on IG, man. Appreciate you pulling up on us, bro, for sure.
Oh, yeah, appreciate that, man.
Already, man. We're going to get back to this music, man. Appreciate it again. Once again, we had a very special guest in the building, and your boy Reec up out of here. We gone.
It's time to see who's with Reec.
Hey, who you with?
Wendy Williams is in here.